So this is the format you can read the Bible for you to feel like you are reading the Game of Thrones books. So you start with Genesis. From Genesis, you start with Genesis. When you get to Genesis chapter 10, it talks about the descendant of people. That's all it talks about. So, and there are many verses like that you will encounter throughout the Bible that talks about only the lineage, that talk about only laws, that talk about only there are some verses that are only about songs. So since you are not interested in that, you only want the story, you want drama, you want the action, you want God literally in action. Since you are only interested in the story. So what I will advise you is that whenever you encounter those chapters, just skip them and move to the next chapter where the drama continues. So you read the whole book of Genesis. So from Genesis you move to Exodus. So you read Exodus from chapter 1 to chapter 20, because after chapter 20 the rest of Exodus are laws, and you are not interested in that. You are only interested in the story and drama. So you read from Exodus chapter 20 to Exodus chapter 1 to chapter 20. Then from Exodus chapter 20, you move to Numbers. You move to Numbers chapter 10. Chapter 10 till you read from chapter 10 to the end of Numbers. So from that chapter 20, you will encounter those verses that I was talking about, that was only talking about laws or descendant or lineage. So you can skip them and move to the next chapters. Since you are only interested in the stories, so you are only interested in the stories here. So you start from Genesis, you, you read, you get to Exodus, you read Exodus chapter 1 to chapter 20, you move to Numbers chapter 10. Because Numbers chapter 10, that's where the drama resumes. So read from Numbers chapter 10, you read all then the whole books of Numbers from chapter 10. So from Numbers you read Deuteronomy chapter 1 to chapter 3. Then after chapter 3 you read Deuteronomy chapter 31 and Deuteronomy chapter 24. I would say we should skip. We should skip Deuteronomy entirely, like the way we skip Leviticus, because Deuteronomy also is full of laws. But those chapters I say you should read is they are important moments in Moses' life. They are important moments in Moses' life, and they are very important. So you read Deuteronomy chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 31, and chapter 34. Then you move to Joshua. This is where things get interesting. It is a free ride. It is a free ride from here. So read Joshua. From Joshua, you read Ruth. God, the story of Ruth is very, very good. Very, very good and very, very touching. From Ruth, you get to Judges. That's where the drama start unfolding. Dramas unfold. You see the rise and fall of Israel, them turning away from God. You see battle, you see wars, many stories, many things happen in Judges. Then from Judges, move to First Samuel. Oh my God, First Samuel. That you'll be introduced to Saul, you're introduced to Samuel, you're introduced to many stories, many big stories in the Bible from First Samuel. So from First Samuel, you move to Second Samuel, which is mostly about the reign of King David, the wars he fought, everything. So move from Second Samuel, you move to First King. You move from First King, you move to Second King, and from Second King, you move to Esther, because First Chronicles and Second Chronicles, they are almost the same as First King and Second King, so they are almost the same. So from Second King, you move to Esther. You read the story of Esther, which is another very interesting story. So from Esther, you move to Daniel. So you read Daniel from chapter 1 to chapter 10, because the rest of Daniel is about visions, and you are not just interested in that. You are only interested in stories from Daniel chapter 1 to chapter 10. Then you move to Jonah. You read the book of Jonah. Jonah book is also an interesting story. So with that, you are done with the Old Testament. Then you move to the New Testament. This is when the story becomes personal. This is when the story moves from you experiencing the great stories, the fight. This is when the story now becomes personal, because that's where you read the story of our Lord Jesus Christ. So you read Matthew. So you experience the birth of Jesus, his messages, how he died for us and everything. You read Matthew, then you read John. You read John. John's specify very well on the lives on the lives of Jesus. He give us more details about what he does during that time, and how he came to save us, how he, how he came to save us. So you read John. So from John you read the Act of Apostles. You read how the apostles, their life, their journey. So from Act of Apostles you read Romans. You read Romans, and with that you have covered most of the epic stories, most of the epic stories in the Bible. You've known over 80% of stories in the Bible. So if you are interested in only stories and dramas in the Bible, that is the best way. This is the best way, and this is the best format. You can read it. So I'm Mr. Matthew. If you like this channel, if you like this video, there will be more type of this video coming in this channel. So please like and subscribe so that more people can see it. Love you very much. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. Shalom. See you in the next video.